Tim Montana here for the Power Hour.
Okay, 1 second. Tim Montana's here!
Who? Tim Montana?
Welcome to the fight of your life. Are you willing to die to shine? Nobody is taking us down. We are here for the crown of sound.
Welcome to the Power Hour on Axis TV. I'm Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein.
And I'm Katie Babbs.
And we've got an incredible show for you today. We have got Mick Mars of Motley Crue fame, Good Charlotte, and Tim Montana.
Good job, Matt.
And we'll count down this week's top 10 videos of the week that you voted on.
Last week, Foo Fighters were our #1 spot, so let's check out a little snippet of that.
There are times when I need someone. There are times I feel like no one. Sometimes I just don't know what to do. There are days I can't remember. There are days that last forever. Someday I'll come out from under you.
That was last week's #1, Foo Fighters, Under You. And we got 5 killer new videos for you this week, including this new one from our friends in Spirit Box called Too Close, Too Late.
There are stranger things I've learned on the outside. Separated by an open door. I find it hard to reach the end of my timeline. Salivating 'cause I walked in more.
All right, that was Spirit Box with Too Close, Too Late. The 2 things that Courtney told me when I asked her out on a date.
All right, so speaking of people that aren't getting along great, that were in a relationship, Josh.
This week's news is some sad news. Guys, I don't know if you heard, Hall and Oates are at each other's throats. Lawsuit, restraining order. I can't go for that.
Listen, those guys are great guys. We know that what it's about was, first we thought it was like, there's a restraining order against John Oates. It made it sound like he was trying to break into to Daryl Hall's house. The truth was he just doesn't want him to sell off his portion of the publishing and the recordings of all the songs that they have. So he ran it, he's trying to get it, keep him from selling out his part.
How do you know that? Did he have private eyes?
I think so.
This is honestly so sad. Like, you look at these 2 guys and you're like, oh, they're the best of buds. They never argue. They're not like all these rock stars out there. And then now look at them. What the hell is going on, Hall and Oates?
I mean, if Hall and Oates can't make it work, what hope do the rest of us do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Out there. And of course, continuing some sad news here, Jordy from the band Killing Joke, 64 years old, legendary guitarist, influenced so many incredible bands, including Nirvana, one of Jimmy Page's favorite guitarists, passed away this week at the age of 64. Matt?
Yeah, they were one of the most influential bands who, like other bands love, in fact, like I said, Metallica covered The Weight by them, and it was in the movie School of Rock, believe it or not, their version, Metallica's version. Metallica loved them, Foo Fighters covered them, Dave Grohl played drums on one of their entire albums. Kurt Cobain used the riff from their song 80s and wrote Come As You Are.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Jordy was an incredible guitarist. He was really heavy, powerful, melodic, and he was a great guy. He didn't suffer fools gladly, but he was nice enough to even carry my records out of a nightclub. Like literally when I was DJing at the Melody back in Brunswick, he'd come after a show and he'd carry my records out, which means he wasn't acting like a rock star. People are very sad about it today. He's got a lot of people that loved him, players in so many different bands. They're so influential. So we'll miss him. Jordy Walker of the band Killing Joke passed away at 64.
Well, I'm glad you had so many positive memories.
Yeah, I
with him,
mean,
Matt. That's great.
He turned me on to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. The Message, like I'd never heard it. He had a boombox upstairs and a bottle of Jack Daniels. And it was me and him and his singer, Chas Coleman. And they're like, dude, have you heard Grandmaster Flash? I'm like, no, what is it? And I heard the Message and I was like, oh. I went out and bought that 12-inch the next day. So they even turned me on to my first hip-hop record that I loved. Isn't that crazy?
I love it. Well, for some more positive news, it's time for Jolly Time news.
We're gonna go to the happiest place on earth. Walt Disney World apparently is having and hosting a Smashing Pumpkins concert. That's right.
Well, the story is.
Yeah, what's going on here, man?
Yeah, so.
How does this happen?
So they shot a special, but it's funny because he said, look, I'm into wrestling, I like entertainment. He said everybody loves Disney at some point in their life. And he had a song that he was holding on to, a Christmas song. And he decided, well, we're going to do that for the special. So the Pumpkins, Billy, smiling for the camera and doing a family show. What do you guys think? I think it's great. It's jolly.
I think it's a small world after all. And
Good one, bud.
see what I did there? Well, Billy, your photos of you down there with James and the gang look adorable. And it looks like you had a jolly old time. So, guys, I think we need to normalize awesome rock bands playing Disney World going forward.
I think so, and not being banned from Disneyland.
Not being banned, and also, like, I want to give him credit. He didn't pull some, like, let me just go down to Anaheim and go to Disneyland. No, he went to World.
All right, that's our jolly news for the day, and now we're moving into the rest of our brand new music videos for the week.
Up first, this is a wild card. It's the woman from Dusseldorf, Germany, who's been called by Metal Hammer magazine a true metal queen. Her name is Doro. She's been making records for years, like with Gene Simmons and many other people. But she got together with Rob Halford of Judas Priest, and they're doing a cover of the #1 pop song from the 80s by Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Check this out.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Turn
Around every now and then
I get a little bit lonely.
Turn around.
bright eyes.
My Red Bull spilled.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round. Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous and the best of all the years have gone by.
All right, that was a metal match made in heaven with Rob Halford and Doro Pesch. So cool. And this next one is one of the up-and-coming young bands, one of the hottest new bands in Los Angeles here. This is Holy Wars with their brand new video.
Hey, so coming at you now, wanna make it hurt. Don't make it choke it down, what they trying to serve. Rewrite the script, flip it, put it in reverse, then let it burn.
That's their second brand new video from that duo from Los Angeles, fronted by the great Cat Leone. She's a great front woman. That song was called Cult Classic, and they were Holy Wars.
When we come back, we have 3 new music videos for you. Plus, we'll start our top 10 countdown as voted by you.
Plus, Tim Montana is going to be joining us next.
I think your voice cracked a little bit there.
Mr. Simpson.
We'll be right back on the Power Hour here on Access TV. Stay with us.
All right, there you go. Devil You Know by Tim Montana.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Tim Montana is actually, fun fact, the father of Hannah Montana.
He's not the father of Miley Cyrus.
That's it!
No, that's Billy Ray Cyrus.
I'm tired of it!
I was kidding, dude.
Oh my God. Josh, are you okay?
I guess he's not Hannah Montana's father.
Welcome back to the Power Hour. I'm Katie Babbs, hanging out with, of course, Josh Bernstein and Matt Pinfield. And we have the one, the only, Tim Montana! Yeah! Woo!
Katie, was that necessary?
So if you didn't get that, we got Tim Montana in the studio. Woo!
You're a Katie breaking
Welcome!
Yeah, we're
I was just
finally
so
here.
excited. I was so excited. You know, I had to get the energy out.
That's some Roadhouse stuff right there. I like it.
Welcome to the Power Hour, sir.
Yeah,
I hope
thank
that
you.
wanted to make you feel at home like you're back at your bar.
Yes.
The
there's a
Wise
lot-
River Club. I know you guys watch the show there all the time.
Yeah, so it's in Wise River, Montana. It's like a town of 40 people. The bar opened in the late 1800s. I played there like New Year's Eve 2007 with my band. And then I was there last summer, and I fished and been around that area since I was a little kid. And last summer, the owner's like, if you like it so much, why don't you buy it? So I said, hang on. So I called Billy Gibbons, my partner in crime, and I said, Billy, I found an old Western bar we can buy on the Big Hole River in Montana. And he goes, bag it up.
How sick is
So we bought Old Western saloon, hotel, cabins, RV spots. We got a little music stage, and we've just started turning it into this awesome thing. And I've got my daughter performing there with me.
Wow.
She's 15 years old, so finally she's getting over her stage fright. So it really is a family business. My nephew Jake manages it. I got another nephew there, my old guitar player, all my bandmates and
That's
cousins
incredible.
and nephews. And yeah, we don't know what we're doing, but we can sing you a song.
Tell us about that first time you and Grohl met and how that friendship started, because you know his kids, and that became a great relationship.
Yeah,
Now,
it's just weird how these people are putting my path, or I'm putting their path, but we showed up in Memphis in May. I'm big into barbecue, and I was playing the Traeger Grills tent, and somebody said, Dave Grohl's gonna be there, he's in barbecue, and I was like, I bet I'm gonna meet him, we're gonna become buddies, and my drummer at the time was like, I would love to argue with you about this, but you said this a lot, and this seems to happen, from David Letterman to Billy Gibbons to Dave Grohl. And sure as shit, he shows up at the tent, and I'm playing the song, and he goes, what is the drum? And I see him, he's got his hat pulled down, cigarette, chucks, and I'm like, that is a David Grohl. He walks up and he's like, what is the drum? And I'm like, oh, I almost fainted, of course. And he says, let's play a song together. And he goes, what do you want to play? And I said, Smells Like Teen Spirit. And he cussed at me, and I said, immediately, I pivoted and said, House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. And he goes,
Yeah.
sure.
I was like, all right, that sounds fine.
Yeah, so he gets on there and starts slapping this cajon, and at the end, of course, this massive crowd gathers because people figure out quickly that you got Dave Grohl on the cajon, and then he gets up, starts screaming, and then he grabs me around the shoulder and says, let's walk the river, I want to hear your life story. And 13-year-old me was like, I've been dreaming about this in a trailer house my entire childhood.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And I told him my whole story and left. I thought I'd never see him again. At 3 in the morning, he sent me a text and was like, hey, there's not a lot of renegades left in this business. We're going to keep you around.
Expect
Yeah.
a Tim Montana movie sometime in the next 5 years.
Lifetime movie.
Yes. Are you going to see him on your trip here?
I don't know if I'm going to see him this time. I am going to see Billy. He lands today at 3 p.m. He let me know. And I'm like, we always seem to cross paths in
Yeah.
LA. So he's going to take me on some weird trip. I'm sure we'll end up meeting somebody and doing something wild.
Yep.
For the Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure he's given you musical advice, but has he ever given you any beard advice? Because I love your beard,
really.
but I mean, that guy is the master. He is.
Yeah,
the,
his beard is just crushes my beard.
Yeah.
He gives me a lot of wardrobe advice, and a lot of times he's like, how's the costume? And I'm like, oh. Because he's like, we're going tuxedo shopping, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, W knows such a great song, man, and I love it because it kind of incorporates everything that you've been involved with before. It's got the kind of rock and grunge feel of things that you loved growing up, but also on the country side of things. And what has the reaction been from your fans that have been following you from?
It's been crazy, man. It's the #1 song in the jukebox at the Wise River Club.
Well, that's
Those 40 people play it a lot.
yeah, exactly. That's amazing.
But it's been, unbelievable. I've been dreaming about this since I was a kid, and to get to see it happen and to be living back where I grew up after leaving Montana for 20 years. Literally the day we close on the property is the day it goes to radio, and I had no idea that was gonna happen, and then it shoots up the charts. It's wild. So we're finishing a full-length rock record next week, and we went even heavier. Yeah, we're gonna rock the trailer.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of heavy, we were hoping that you would stick around to watch the 3 other new music videos that we have this week.
It would be my honor.
We're gonna show video number 3 right now. This is Tommy Hendrickson from Hollywood Vampires. He has that band with Johnny Depp and Joe Perry. He's also a part of Alice Cooper's band. But he has a project called Crossbone Scully, and he got the great Mutt Lange, who produced AC/DC Back in Black, Highway to Hell, Def Leppard, Pyromania, and Hysteria out of retirement. He liked this enough to produce this, and it's called I'm Unbreakable. This is new from Crossbone Scully.
I'm unbreakable.
That's our new music video from Crossbone Scully, whose fans have been blowing up our socials at Power Hour Show, requesting that one. So glad we got to play it. What do you think of that one, Mr. Montana?
That was really cool. The Crown of Thorns, the look, the vibe, the sound. I mean, checked all the boxes for me. Big Sky Country's in.
Katie, I recognize somebody in that video. Do you recognize him?
Goddamn Butterside. We can't get rid of him.
No, we love him. It's Sam the Bam Coltan playing guitar, man. He's so good and one of the best guitarists in LA these
Butterside,
days.
Dorothy, and now Crossbone Scully.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Well,
Yeah.
moving on to our next one. It's our dear friends in Spirit Box.
There are stranger things I've heard on the outside, separated
Too Close, Too Late from Spirit Box, our dear, dear friends. Tim, would you do the honor of introducing our last music video that we have to show the Power Hour fans?
Main skin off my face.
Yeah. So I'll have to jump in, unfortunately, guys, to say they've actually come out. We found out how they pronounce her name because we've been trying to figure it out, right?
No one can
So it's Måneskin because
Måneskin.
it's a Danish
Right.
word for moonlight, and they're not even Danish; they're Italian.
Yeah, what the frick?
You know?
It's Danish for foreskin.
Let's just call it the Moonlight or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, here it is.
Here it is. It's off my face. Let's go.
I'm off my face, locked in such a prison. Yeah, I'm off my face. Your love is my addiction, and I like the taste. Yeah, I just can't resist it, but you're never gonna see me. Yeah, you're never gonna see me again.
That was Måneskin with Off My Face, and my face is melting because I didn't wear sunscreen.
Yo, Tim, tell them there's a QR code right below. Hit that code, vote great, good, okay, not for me. But for Tim, you're only gonna vote great.
Tim, you got some shows coming up in the new year. You want to talk about any of the
Yeah,
tour
we're
stuff
going on
you're
tour
doing?
with Stained, Seether,
Hell
Saint
yeah, you
Asonia.
are.
We're gonna rock. You know, I'm getting my neck all stretched out, the headbang. I'm gonna break stuff, set things on fire, and yeah, it's coming.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can't thank enough our guest this week, Mr.
Tim Montana! Yeah!
Yeah!
Welcome back to the Power Hour here on Axis TV. I'm Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein.
And I'm Katie Babbs.
And right now we've got the incredible guitarist who's originally with Motley Crue and has a new solo record coming out on February 23rd called The Other Side of Mars. We'd like to welcome to the show the one and only Mick Mars. How you doing, Mick?
Hey, how you guys doing?
The legend himself.
So good to see you, sir.
Mick, I gotta ask you, you've been working on this record for a while because your co-writers and your vocalist on most of the album that's coming out in February is Jacob Button, who's, a Grammy-writing, award-winning songwriter, incredible singer, and he played some songs for me really early on the DL and said, you gotta hear some of the stuff I'm doing with Mick Mars. And it was rocking, it was super heavy, and I was like, wow, this is great. No one's gonna expect this. So was that really intentional? Were you like, I want to do things outside of the box of what I've done before? Is that what you were thinking?
Absolutely. It was like, as I was in Motley, those guys, it's the hook that counts. And when I'm on my own, I get to, play and think more out of the box and go different directions. When you listen to my record, you can hear the diversity, different styles, sounds, tones, the flavors of the songs, the colors of the songs or whatever, are a little different from each other. And so it's more diverse. One's like a really heavy thing, and then one's a, medium kind of a thing, and then one's just like piano with vocal, nothing else. I mean, aside from Jacob playing violin, I'm digging it a lot.
This question might be a little bit dated, but I watched The Dirt for my first time not too long ago. I know, I'm such a late bloomer when it comes to that, but I would love to know what you thought about your portrayal in The Dirt.
With Iwan? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he pulled it off pretty well. For how they wrote the script, and he played my parts pretty close, just mellow and just like, thinking more about the music than about anything else, really. All the incidents that, my brothers got into, with all that crap with Ozzy and so on and all that. When the pool scene, I did actually swear on my life, I was in my leathers, in the shade, under the umbrella, no sun for Mars.
You were hiding.
That was accurate.
But I was watching, like when I was watching it, I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, so I was like, oh no, I'm gonna hate him playing Mick because he's such a monster in Game of Thrones.
He was the bastard.
Yeah, and it just shows like what a great actor he is, how he was able to leave the Game of Thrones character behind and turn into a rock star and portray you.
Yes. Yeah.
It was easy. You got to sit under the shade. The other guys had to be in the sun. That's the secret. That's the secret to Mars. It's also my favorite story about you that apparently when recording Dr. Feelgood, you played so loudly that your guitars could be heard on Aerosmith's Pump. And
That's right.
I think that story is hilarious. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, no, I have heard that.
He bled through their walls.
Yeah.
Into their recording.
Nick, were you really facing your stacks against the wall so it would go through? No, I'm just kidding around.
Well, it just ended up that way because at the Little Mountain Studio, there's two studios together, but in between is this empty spot because it's an old warehouse or something where the trucks would back in and drop off loads of whatever it was. I hope that makes sense to you.
It
But
does.
the spot was empty and a natural type of sounding reverb. And it was really loud. Bob Ezrin comes running over. You're all over my band's out. Well, I'm not turning down. So turn up Pump and we'll see what happens.
Well, it's amazing. It could have been the battle of the Bobs, the producers, right? Bob Ezrin and Bob Rock coming in and going, what do you mean? It's my band. I got my thing
Well, who
going.
wins, a Rock or an Ezrin?
Yeah.
Oh, Rock wins every day over Ezrin's scissors and paper.
Mick, talk about working with Ray from Korn and some of the guys that work with you on this record. How he's such a great drummer. How was it working with him on this?
It was exactly what I was looking for. The newer style of drums, like the way they play and I mean, Ray's incredible. I didn't ever think that he would want to play on my kind of a record, but I think that when he came home and heard some of the songs, that he was surprised at where I wanted to go with my music. But he really jumped at the chance, and I was really happy that he did. And I mean, he's a really, really cool guy. He plays like, you ever get tired of 4 on the floor drummers? I do. Yeah.
Ray's awesome.
You know it. So he's doing all that stuff, and I'm just going like, yeah, that's perfect. That's right.
If you had to pick one of those guitarists I mentioned, Clapton, Beck, or Jimmy Page,
Or Hendrix, too.
Or Hendrix, I know you're a big Hendrix guy. Which of those guys are your guy?
I would say Jeff Beck. He taught me so much about tone. You don't have to play so fast and, so crazy and so out of whack. You make a melody, but the tone is what matters. And that's what matters to me as well.
Well, Mick, we can't thank you enough for being here today on the Power Hour. Congratulations on the new album coming out next year. Hopefully, shows are in the future as well. We'd love to see you perform again, and we can't thank you enough for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, legendary Mick Mars.
Yeah. Thank you, Mick.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Of course.
Wow, Mick Mars, he was so sweet and such a legend. Awesome to talk to him.
So cool that he came and joined us here.
Okay, remember, you vote for the videos here. Great, good, okay, not for me. You got to vote on all of them. And here's what last week looked like. At number 10 for the second week in a row, here's New Year's Day and Vampire.
You can buy it to me. You can sing in your teeth. Suck the life out of me. Vampire. You can try me mistake, but I won't bend, I won't break. No, I won't be your prey. Vampire.
All right, that was Ash Costello and New Year's Day with Vampire. Coming at the number 9 spot, Caleb Shomo and the Boys in Beartooth with Might Love Myself.
Took my body over, lost all my composure. Never felt quite like this before. Chemistry is changing, emotions rearranging. might love myself.
All right, there's Beartooth at your number 9 spot with Might Love Myself. But coming up, we continue the top 10 countdown. Plus, Good Charlotte are going to be hanging out.
And where will Tim Montana fall on the countdown?
Find out next, right here on the Power Hour on Access TV. Yeah!
I was kidding, dude.
Josh, are you okay?
You got hit pretty hard in the head with that bottle, man.
I was just making a joke about Hannah Montana.
Oh my
it's
God.
pretty extreme. I'm gonna file a report with HR.
Yeah.
If you
Absolutely.
can.
You sure you want to?
No, yeah, we got to get
I
the
think we
video.
have to this time. All right. HR, hey, how are you? Hey. Yeah. We had a musical guest earlier, Tim Montana. He attacked me with a glass bottle, and I got to file a report.
Did you mention Hannah Montana?
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
No.
Oh my God. You got a problem with me?
No, it was different. It was a different Tim Montana.
Welcome back to the Power Hour on Access TV. I'm Matt Pinfield,
This is Josh Bernstein.
And I'm Katie Babbs.
and we're gonna get right into the top 8 videos right now with this LA band who I brought on stage in their homecoming show this past week. Chris Robinson and Black Crowes performed with them. It's Dirty Honey and Won't Take Me Alive.
Taking me alive. Won't leave me out to dry. I'll tell you like I said before, I never asked to start a war, but now you know that I'd rather die. You won't take me alive.
All right, that's Dirty Honey with Won't Take Me Alive in the number 8 spot. Coming in at number 7, it's Jacoby and the Boys from Papa Roach.
Through the long nights, I will be right there for you if you drift too far. I'll leave a light on for you.
There you go. At number 7, Papa Roach with Leave a Light On. And fun fact, they raised over $150,000 on the Shinedown Revolutions live tour, promoting that song for suicide and mental health awareness. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's such a great cause, and I think it's amazing that they raised that much money. Shows people really care. Up next, we've got Green Day. It's the first single from their new album called Saviors. This is The American Dream Is Killing Me.
We are not home. Are we not home? Goddamn, I am so grateful. Forever faithful to the American dream is killing me. The American dream is killing me.
At number 6, that's Green Day with The American Dream Is Killing Me. And at number 5, we got one of our favorites, Mammoth WVH with I'm All Right.
You wanna know how? I've got the know-how. That kind of thinking is all around. Just take it slow now, but don't get bogged down, or you'll end up in the ground. I'm getting over you. I hope you feel it too.
All right, the number 5 spot, that was Mammoth WVH. Now, the band is out on tour right now with Nita Strauss. Check that out. Now, at the number 4 spot, dropping all the way from number 1, is the Foo Fighters and their hit song, Under You.
And there's Foo Fighters at number 4 with Under You. When we come back, we'll have Good Charlotte in the studio.
Plus, your 3 top voted videos.
It's all coming up next on the Power Hour right here on Access TV.
Welcome back to the Power Hour here on Access TV. I'm so excited about our guest tonight. Old friends of mine who I love, and I'm really happy to have them here. We got a big history to talk about and what they're up to right now. It's Benji and Joel Madden from Good Charlotte. Good to see you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome!
Glad to be here. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, here with Josh Bernstein and Katie Babbs. And Katie, by the way, guys, was singing Anthem all morning. Like at the time she was going through.
You weren't supposed to tell them!
Absolutely, it was great. I walked
I was
in and
singing a lot.
Your mom, Robin, was such a big supporter of you guys because she was, she was amazing. She really helped,
Still is.
encourage you, which is so fantastic. Your mom was amazing, like just with all 4 of you.
We had our first band practice. I couldn't even play guitar yet. Paul had been playing guitar and bass, and I think I maybe knew one chord. We got together. We were like, we're starting a band. After our first band practice, we were like, we're gonna be huge.
You're like, it's gonna happen for us.
So we never looked back, you know?
I have this, which I held on to
Let me see that.
all these years.
Yes, I'm so happy.
And I took the CD out of it so it wouldn't get messed up. But
I was looking at that
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's
oh my
real.
God, seasons and motivation.
So I have it, but I took it out
This
so it
is
wouldn't
crazy.
get damaged.
This
Yeah,
is
I
before
know
we were
this.
signed.
Yes.
This is Rick Krim.
Yeah, one of my dearest
Sent
friends.
the
OG.
like,
Yeah.
OG had these made and kind of sent them
That's
to
cool.
like.
Seasons
What
on
happens
there,
if you call it
motivation. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was going through these. I was like, I know these. Right,
Love
here
the
we go.
songs. You know, I held on to it because, I've always been so proud of what you guys have done and accomplished, not only musically,
Thank
but
you.
in every
This is
way.
cool.
I loved you guys for being true to yourself and the music that you love. And I held on to that. So isn't it
Well,
cool
that
to
means
see
a
that
lot.
again?
That means a lot.
That's awesome,
That's
dude.
real love.
You know how like most people are like, oh, I started wearing Janko jeans because of Limp Bizkit? No, I started wearing Janko jeans because of Good Charlotte.
No.
I 100%, like, before I hit high school, my foster sister had like shown me your guys' records and I started listening to them and I was like right away like, oh my God, shit you not, went, dyed part of my hair black. I started buying like baggy clothes. I wore like these way too big jeans for me and I would just listen to Good Charlotte and like sit on my sidewalk all by myself with my headphones in and I was like, oh my
emo it
God,
out.
I'm so cool and emo and like that was it. That was it.
You guys were hanging with, it was the Britney Spears and
Yeah.
it was in Korns and it was in the pop culture. It probably broke through bigger than anything had done in the genre before.
Well, I think that with respect to the time, I think in the 90s, everything was kind of categorized and classified by genres and boxed in by genres. So there was a place, alternative rock radio was a pinnacle kind of moment in the 90s and into the late 90s. In the early 2000s, I think that there was just a moment where you could break through. Things were starting to mash together, and we always wanted to go for the biggest and the best we could be, and so we always wanted to go after pop.
And I think that's kind of like what we've done in our life now is we built this playground where like my favorite band can be Architects and I can also work with, with Zeph and Leah Kate and I can work with Water Parks and I can work with Bad Omens and I get to have creative conversations and life conversations with all these artists and all these different genres. I was going to say our favorite bands growing up, if we talked about favorite bands, it was like the Beastie Boys, Oasis, and then Rancid, The Clash, along with, also we listened to tons of hip hop, like, Bone Thugs and Harmony is probably one of my favorites of all time.
And I do think that, there would be no Good Charlotte if there wasn't Green Day and Blink. And I think, so the bands that...
The Offspring.
there was bands that came like before us that I think continued to like pave the way for bands like us to have an opportunity.
Zach Cervini, who works with you guys.
Zach's amazing.
One of the best producers right now and just this incredible young guy who's doing so many amazing things. But you work with people out of all different genres. You're not afraid to dip your hand in pop, into hip hop, into anything. And I think that's cool.
I love that. I love meeting new people. I refuse to, I think we all have to be different. If we're all the same, it's boring. I'm excited to meet people. We've always been excited to collaborate with people. We've gotten to collaborate with some amazing people, Pharrell, 3-6 Mafia. Ben said, I feel like we're all just kids showing up on the first day of school every time we arrive to a festival or anywhere.
You have multiple companies and you're working with other bands, but like, is something gonna happen with Good Charlotte anytime soon?
Yeah, for sure. We're working on it.
I like how both of you looked at each other first and you're like,
yeah, because do we exactly know? No. Do we feel absolute love for Good Charlotte? Because it's like we kind of see Good Charlotte as like our, in everything that we're doing. Good Charlotte's like our heart. Like it's right there.
It's your baby.
It is, and it's like the thing that really gave us all the opportunities we have, and also got us out of a lot of our early life, like Good Charlotte, our whole youth dedicated to that. So now we kind of see Good Charlotte as the thing we're the most protective of. Whatever we do with Good Charlotte has to feel really, really good. Good Charlotte has so many like really loving supporters of Good Charlotte, and so we really appreciate that. So we want to give them something too, and so it has to be authentic. It has to be really like from the heart. It has to be inspired, and also we have to do it on our terms because we're super protective of it. And I think going through our career in sort of you want to say like 1990, 98, 99 to like 2010 was as people who didn't know anything, it's not like we had like an uncle in the industry or something. We had to figure it all out as we went. And sometimes we felt like we maybe we didn't protect the brand in a way that because we didn't want to be bad partners, so we said yes to things we probably shouldn't say yes to because we didn't want to be inappreciative, or we didn't want people to think we didn't want to show up for the team.
But you learn from that.
You learn from it, and now in this now we feel like with Good Charlotte we bring it out when it feels like right, and we can sort of share it with everyone. Everyone's participating, you know what I mean? It's not just like us doing something and saying buy this. Like everybody is like, we're actually doing something, we're saying here's why we're doing it. We love this for this reason, and people participate. So we will, but it's knowing what, I would say that's why we look at each other and we go, we are, we can feel it.
There's music coming for sure.
You guys are so genuine and like so positive, and I'm just like so thankful to have you guys like in our music's corner, you know what I mean? Like to be supporting all of this and everything happening, so thank you for that.
You're such nice guys that we have to do this to you next, but our next segment is called Jolly Time, This or That. Liam or Noel Gallagher? Choose one.
Liam.
Well, then I have to go with Noel.
Hats or facial hair?
Facial hair.
Facial hair?
Yeah.
So you would take the hat off and just have facial hair?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll probably do facial hair.
All right.
Yeah, that's
all right.
great. Black Crowes or the Kinks?
I'd go with Black Crowes.
I would go with the Kings.
Old Bay chips or ketchup
Oh,
chips?
no,
Old Bay.
yeah.
I'm Old Bay too.
Why would they ever choose ketchup?
It's the
am
Mid-Atlantic,
Portland.
man.
Or
It's the
ketchup.
Mid-Atlantic, Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, everything that goes down south, middle, Maryland, we're there from. I love it.
Crabs
Old Bay.
every year.
Yeah,
Gotta
do,
be crabs
do you
there.
guys go back home?
I
and-
never miss a crab season.
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay, do girls
My favorite.
like cars or money?
Well, I'd say prioritizing money over cars. You can get the cars and a lot more if you get the money.
That's exactly that's what it is. That's it.
It's been so great having you guys here. Thank you so much for coming in and being on the
Yeah.
Power Hour.
Yes,
Thanks
it
for
was
having
great
us,
to
you
have
guys.
you. Thank you so
It's
much.
so much fun. When we come back, we are finishing up that top 10 countdown.
It's coming up next on the Power Hour on Access TV. Welcome back to the Power Hour, your source for all things rock, metal, and punk. I'm Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein, AF.
It's Katie Babs.
And let's take a look at what our countdown looks like so far.
We got Papa Roach at number 7 with Leave a Light On, and this song, it's a little bit slower, not as heavier as the other things that are on our countdown, but they raised so much money promoting this song on tour, $150,000 for suicide prevention and mental health, and I think that's incredible.
Well, it's time for our top 3 videos, and right now it's a band who are unsigned, but have so many fans, they make them rise up this countdown.
Maybe the first band ever signed off of the Power Hour. We hope so, but they have the Power Hour effect, in effect.
The Effect at number 3.
To be lost in time, but I guess I'll give it a try. Lost out in the heat of the morning, I found out my love's unwanted. Turned out my heart isn't broken. Why do I love to feel?
And that's The Effect with Unwanted at number 3. Nick Collins, Phil Collins' son, is drumming for them, and he said when he heard it, he thinks it's a hit. I think Phil Collins knows a little something about hits, don't you guys?
I think so.
Now our guest, Tim Montana.
Nah, you can say it better than that. Come on.
All right, Tim Montana. How was that?
Damn.
Are you okay?
Not really. Devil You Know at number 2.
And that was Tim Devil You Know at number 2 this week. But you know what time it is, Power Hour. It's time for that number 1 spot.
And who brings it to us, Josh?
Oh my God, it's brought to you by our good friends at Rockabilia, rockabilia.com. Head there for all your incredible rock and roll bargains, t-shirts, and more. Guys, look what we're sporting here. We got a little Deftones.
Yeah.
Some more
I'm
Deftones.
sandwiched by
You're
Deftones.
sandwiched by Deftones, and I got the one with the cat.
But I'm running to the hills, baby. Run for your life.
That's right.
Guys, head to rockabilia.com. You tell them Matt, Josh, and Katie sent you, but head over to Rockabilia. But guys, number 1 spot, I'm gonna need some hand drums right now, please. And the number 1 video of the week, I can't believe we're gonna be saying this in 2023, but it's Now and Then by The Beatles!
I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all because of you.
That's the Beatles, and Now and Then, their new track, going all the way to number 1. I never thought in my life I'd get to introduce a Beatles video as number 1.
Well, you know, they've achieved a lot in their lives, but have they ever been number 1 on the Power Hour? No. So congrats, Beatles.
Yeah, you're lucky to have us. No, seriously. Anyway, it's been a great show. We want to thank our guests, Good Charlotte, Tim Montana, and the legendary Mick Mars of Motley Crue.
That was like a motley crew of guests on this episode, and we're so happy we had them.
Don't forget to vote using that QR code because this top 10 is based by your votes.
Guys, before we go, I want to hear just the tip of a little Måneskin.
Myself a heart attack. I'm off my face, locked inside your prison. Yeah, I'm off my face. Your love is my addiction, and I like the taste. Yeah, I just can't resist it, but you're never gonna see me. Yeah, you're never gonna see me again.
Next week on the Power Hour, we have Noah Sebastian from Bad Omens, the legendary Joe Satriani, and more. For the Power Hour, I'm Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein.
And I'm Katie Babbs.
We'll see you next time. Hey guys, before you leave, Benji, Joel, I wanted to ask you to sign this demo that I held on to for many years. From
I think we
earlier.
already signed it.
There's,
Now that the cameras are off?
yeah.
No.
Shh.